Hello, beautiful Aries. Welcome to your reading. We're going to start by pulling some archetypes. This is going to give us a general idea what's happening all around. And they can be also representative of the people, the creator coming, or the goals or the roles actually you're going to embody during this next 10 days. What else do we have here? Mountain and mentor wants to come forth, and I think they actually want to follow each other. Mountain can be a representative of an obstacle in front of you. The thing is, though, you are inside the mountain. You have a room for yourself. So it seems like here, this mountain is not really something that is blocking you here. This is like you're one with that. This can be something that is coming your way as an obstacle. Again, mountain can represent that. However, that comes with a light. Problem comes with a solution, comes with a mentor. Mentor, we have an owl here, someone with heightened intuition. This can be someone, a guide, a person, or it can be your inner guidance system. You're mentoring yourself here, and maybe even carving yourself a room inside of the mountain. The mountain can be a work environment. Maybe you feel like you're left out, or it can be like a goal that you have that you're climbing up the mountain, but you need to carve a space for yourself. Seems like this, I feel the energy here, the light inside of it, and the light inside the nebula shows that problem will come with its solution, its guidance. So you can resolve it. It can be even something that you're going to become a mentor for others through that. We have the creator. You're playing the game of like the creation here. Every thought that we have, actually, if we keep insisting upon them, it can create, it can become like a 3D creation. It's like a 4D, 5D when it's in our head, but we keep insisting thinking about that. It can actually become our truth. What happens there is this can be a good thought or a bad thought. The universal mind doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter to the universal mind. It doesn't have any preference. So if you would like something specific, please focus on that one because you have a potent creator energy here. And the forest is, it is filled with all the resources, however, also with dangers. So it can be you really being focused on your heart's desire and pulling that, creating that, writing it down, making it happen, painting this picture for yourself, and then going inside of the forest, which can be a mysterious place that you need to be really careful which mushrooms that you're picking. Okay, that's where the mushrooms are. One of them can actually help you go into the higher realms. The other one can literally send you to other dimensions that, you know. So yeah, when you are going inside of the forest, it can be a space also for you to explore dark side of a situation here. But because you have a lot of light, you're going to bring that light into that space too. You can see in the sky right there. Let's dive into your coffee cup. I see there is a conversation happening with a person. A feminine and a masculine figure is talking. Masculine is a little taller than the feminine character. What happens here, the masculine is wearing like an acorn, top of the acorn hat, and he has wings. It can be someone who has a very soft nature. Wings can represent this person being maybe like tears of joy here, some good news. Being a soft person, because that kind of reminds me of the Tinkerbell energy. But maybe this is an inspiration, but in the masculine figure. Seems like there's some time that you're going to have a conversation with that person, and there's like a hangman situation here. This can be you coming to crossroads, going outside of your comfort zone, going so far as you can go. And then when you got stuck, then you're actually advising with a mentor here. That's what the Tinkerbell, I think she had the fairy dust. She helped them fly. This person might be someone who motivates you. That's the fairy dust basically, or it can be someone who has some guidance, a map in their mind that can share it with you. It doesn't mean that they can walk it together with you. It might be someone who knows where else, what the route is going to be, next direction you need to be taking. Another thing I see here is a W right there. W can be someone's first name or the last name, like William, Wilhelmina, I know it's like not a very common name, but it just popped in my head. W can be a win, a victory, like an out of like a struggle here, because there is something down under. I see letter E, maybe a person or something that was holding you down, not really allowing you to get this win. The thing happens here is the W shows up either way, and you are actually leaning on one side of the win here. So, this can even be something because there's a crowd under you. Maybe this is a competition. You're becoming victorious when it comes to like winning something like you are the number one of this crowd, or this can be a crowd. They're actually maybe like you're being picked out of this crowd. It can be something like that as well, but there's like a crowd involved, like something is on the tip of my mind, like in the tip of my tongue and my mind. I'm feeling like this crowd has really important message here, or this crowded environment. And this can be also, even though, despite the crowd, despite the mess, okay, it can be something like that, you are actually becoming victorious here. We have a woman, her head is covered, kind of reminds me of like a nun vibes, but in the sense of it's a good one. But it seems like this person also has some sadness on their face, maybe because this wind is going to take you out of this restrictive environment, but you have to leave someone behind. That can be the sadness on their face, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing for you. It means that maybe you're going to part from someone that you get along with, okay? Another thing I see here is there's like a dark aura happening. Maybe you're finding yourself inside of like a wolf's den. We have a wolf right here, kind of looks like a skull of the wolf. So it can be like you're stepping into an environment, engaging with a person that they had teeth, but they don't have it anymore, so they cannot really bite, but you might hear about their legacy. It doesn't matter though. It seems like there's like a bag of blessing or money, or maybe it's like a bullet train that you're pulling the train. You're in front of the train and you're guiding it towards a new direction. Maybe you are the new wolf here. It can be family environment as well, guys. Maybe there was a family member who was pulling the strings all along, but now you are the one who's making the decisions. Which Aries, you're the first of the zodiac. This is in your vibe, like it's in your zodiac sign. It's written in the stars for you to lead, okay? You naturally take the lead on certain things. I see here there's a conversation you're having. When you decide to take the lead, you're holding in your hand wishing bone. So maybe when you take the charge, this will give you a chance to maybe even access to a desire or a wish you have, or ask for something that is like your wish, and this will be delivered when you ask with like a clear intention. Another thing I feel here is this can be after you receive the wish can be actually communicating with someone on a high level, or someone who has certain power. It seems like there's like packages being sent. Usually when I see one single line, this is communication lines, but these are like big lines here, kind of looks like fish as well. It can be maybe you're gathering resources, or help for maybe a distant crowd here. You're sending these things out. Like I remember I used to send stuff when through a friend of mine. They were collecting this help for people, the children all over the world. It can be something like that. Maybe you're sending help, food, or clothing. It can also be someone close to you, because we don't really need to go so far on this day and age to find someone who needs help. It seems like you're having a conversation and making a decision to send help. What happens there is the people are grabbing that, and I feel like this is creating a cycle for you. So what you're putting out there is actually creating waves, basically, and maybe it's bringing back that in different sources to you. Another thing I see, there's like a Buddha right here. It can, even if you have any tension in your heart, like you're walking into a forest here. This can also be like the tithing you're doing for your own protection. Tithing is different percentages, has different percentages in different religions. It doesn't have to be like specifically religious, but you can actually do from whatever comes from your heart. It doesn't have to be specifically like a certain percentage. And let's dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, a desire, an intention, hold it in your mind. Okay, it seems like it's coming really fast here. Kind of looks like a snake, small snake getting bigger and bigger. Snake is a cycle, guys, and this desire is something good. Yes, maybe you're receiving something is of your heart's desire. Your energy field is expanding, but it's also really strict walls you have around you, so you're gradually doing this. However, the snake growing, there are 3 different desires you have here, like 2 more you have. It's repeating a cycle. Okay, so maybe you're working somewhere, but you're manifesting a new job. And when you get there, it's going to be really tiring. Again, it's not going to be simple and easy. I feel here there's like a mother in your heart actually maybe yelling to a man right there sitting down. I thought at first is a child, but we have a hunchback person here, which person has like a horse behind his back. It can be like your masculine side and feminine side blocking each other. Maybe your feminine side, your nurturing side, maybe keep telling you to sit down and procrastinate, or maybe you'll do it later, just rest a little bit. But the thing is, this is becoming a hunchback, a hunch on your back, and this horse behind you maybe even like telling you just you need to move now, you need to do some things. I started to listen and research about Wu Wei, and I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's actually non-action, making things happen through being in the flow. It's a Chinese philosophy, which I heard about Green Dyer talking about that, and yesterday I was listening to it, and I thought like it says, oh, taking action without non-action. You think of it, it sounds like, oh no, maybe that I'm not supposed to do anything, right? That's what like we hear when we hear that. And I started to listen about it. Then I found out it's about not resisting the action that comes to you, being in the flow. For example, if something negative happened, instead of resisting, rejecting, like trying to find a solution, being productive about it and going with the flow. That's what Wu Wei is. It's not really oh no, this happened, now I'm gonna go home and lay down and sleep all day until it goes away. That's not what Wei is. It's about like finding the solution to it. It's like the meditations of the Marcus Aurelius that he states, we accept life as it comes and we find the solutions as we go. And that's being in the flow, not resisting to it. So if you plan to do something, procrastination is resistance, like putting a barrier to the flow of the river. But when you get up and do it right away, that's what Wu Wei is. That's what I like started to understand now. It's just my mind is blown. And yeah, that's very important. We have the moon comes here, the ruler of flux and reflux. So this is about not really having full clarity how the things are going to pan out, how they're going to really work out. You might actually start with this 10 days with that energy, with that vibe, and think, oh no, I don't know what to do. We're walking into the dark forest here. We only have the moonlight to shine over us. I don't know what to do. The thing is, deep down in your gut, you know what to do, and that's actually guiding you towards the right direction, one step at a time. You probably cannot really see 10 steps later, but you see one step further. So this is suggesting that you keep following the path. 301 is a good sign here, Lord of established strength, which you already have intrinsically as a fire sign. But this also suggests, I feel right there, is you are going to trust that the things are going to work out and act accordingly, doing everything that you need to do and knowing that everything that you do is actually working for your highest good. Another thing with the 301's energy, it can symbolize a new adventure you're going to maybe set off to. Again, here though, this new adventure is destiny's calling. It is something safe and protected, and your path is going to be revealed. But with the moon, I feel it's not going to be long-term foresight. It's going to be one step at a time. You can plan for the long term, but the course of the river might change along the way, okay? We have here the last judgment, the judgment day, and the spirit of the primal fire. So while you are going through that journey, ride is gonna be, if you want to smooth out the ride, that's how I feel with the last judgment. You need to look back of the mistakes and the blessings and the good and the bad. Everything needs to be reassessed. And if there were actually your shortcomings, you need to forgive, or there was times that you allowed like your space to be intruded, whatever it is that you feel regret or you feel anger about, this needs to be really like reassessed, and you need to just let go of those, because we have here Six of Swords, the Lord of Earned Success. Basically, it's a good card because you are setting off to a new life, a new adventure, okay? Everything that you do is going to be affecting your journey here. The journey is going to be through ship. We see in the Six of Swords a child and a mother actually going through choppy waters to the calmer shores, and they have a guidance. They have someone rowing the boat for them, but the thing is they're not really looking back, okay? You're just going to be moving on to the next new life here. We have the moon with your energy, father of wands here. So yes, you can trust that you're making the right decision. Sun is on the bottom, so it's going to turn out to be really positive at the end of the day. Lord of established strength with the Three of Wands. Five of Cups we have. Five of Cups tells me the new adventure might not only include all the dreams that you had. This doesn't mean it's a negative thing. It means that there's something, if the Three Cups are not full, you might actually, wow, okay, the star is a good sign here. There's something better waiting for you. Think of it as maybe you're moving to a new town, finding a new job, and getting a new home, getting a car, but the car is not fully what you desire. Or getting a friend for yourself, but they're not really fulfilling the way you want it to be. So it's about switching those around, guys. It's not really dwelling too much. Or maybe if the car is not really working, instead of getting it fixed 20 different times, like if you have the means or maybe making the means happen to save and get the new one, okay? So it's about like again, this is emotional, this is logical. Logical solution will be your wish fulfillment here. I don't know if you can see my little cats beating each other up on the background, but I'm going to split them up in a second. We have Father of Swords. The last judgment requires your logical approach. When that day comes, everything is revealed and everything needs to be reassessed. You need to approach this with a logic, and like the stoic approach is going to be important, because yes, you're moving on and you're learning your lessons, and maybe even teaching that as a lesson at the end of the day. This is something you are going to benefit from, okay? So when the judgment day comes, if you do not get emotionally involved with the situation, you're going to be able to pick up the pieces. You're going to be able to rebuild real quickly. It's not going to maybe drag you. Let's see what the oracle has to say. Attachment, we have attachment from whatever is holding you back. Maybe it's tying you down to where you don't want to be anymore. It's good to work on that and be realizing, for example, I'm going to give the simplest example here. Maybe you want a new relationship, but you keep thinking about your last relationship, and you keep thinking about, oh, this person wronged me, and they should have like see how worthy I am, or maybe you're feeling like I didn't do enough for them, that's why they left me. That's the emotional response. The Father of Swords here sees that we weren't compatible, we weren't on the same level in life, we didn't have the same maybe vision. Even if we had the same vision, if I don't want somebody who doesn't want me. It's as simple as that, okay? That's the detachment right there. That's how you practice detachment. And then you can get to the next here, adventure. Seventh chakra, Archangel Uriel with the crown chakra. So it seems like this is like a divine intervention if certain things are not really going the way you want it to be, because there's something better waiting for you there. Storm warning. Okay, we see that a storm warning is happening, and I see action needs to happen on the bottom too. That's why Six of Swords coming forward. Maybe where you're staying, is not going to get any better if this is a relationship, or if this is like something, maybe you are like you're sinking, you're feeling that the ship is sinking, you need to maybe get out of there. So be aware. It can be also something new you're trying to jump into. Make sure that there's not a storm happening in that space either. We have the woman thinking. This is female energy, creative part, creative energy. So you might have to come up with some creative ideas and solutions as well, while you're being stoic when you're looking through the past. Okay, let's see your crystal here. We have carnelian. I have a red carnelian here, very powerful stone. Courage, motivation, endurance. Powerful and bold, carnelian increases confidence in yourself, especially when you need to take center stage and use your voice effectively. Aries, this is actually your fire energy, but if you're lacking that, it says Leo and Taurus here, but the sun. However, you have that courage too. And if you're lacking that, you can actually use a picture of that. It says the writer of this deck, but also maybe get a carnelian stone and carry it with you. A stabilizing stone, carnelian, helps balance volatile emotions for long-term vitality. Believed to protect the soul in the afterlife, carnelian is a stone of the living, meant to motivate you to take chances with the life that you have. Okay, carpe diem, basically, seize the day. Right, beautiful. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. If you do, I'm going to add some more videos right here for you to enjoy. And I wish you all a magical day. Bye. Hit the subscribe and join the family.